Whoop. Yeah, I think that was good. I think we can still learn more about her, probably in her like voice lines and stuff, and like her story, like character stories. Actually, let's see. Do we have? I don't have her at friendship 6, so we'll do the stuff later. Oh, actually, they're open, so we could listen to her.
Oh, should I introduce myself again? Looks like no interference from Alice's self-introduction magic this time. So I suppose I'll just go ahead. I'm Nicole. As you can see, I'm... Oh, again? Guess I spoke too soon.
Oh, so the things appeared again.
Not the best idea I have ever had. Metaphors speak for themselves. What am I now, you ask? Just a human who's lost her voice.
See, for a yapper as she is, these like little like standing by kind of chat things are very short. So I was always expecting her to say more, and then she never did.
In truth, it's thanks to the Seelie that there is always treasure at the end of the rainbow.
Aw.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Noon.
Nighttime is when inspiration strikes the most. So it was also the most common time for people of the past to encounter angels. I suppose they're the ones who are largely to blame for why we turned into a bunch of night owls. Although, that's not quite accurate. It's not like we had biological clocks or sleep cycles. What we did was more akin to regular functional maintenance. So, I suppose it was just a matter of avoiding the evening hours.
Interesting. Functional maintenance. That sounds like a machine beep construct beep, you know? Like that's what it feels like instead of, you know, like a person.
Heading to bed already? Good night then.
Bye-bye.
As long as an author still lives, the most they can hope for is to create something popular. People are an amalgamation of the present, after all. Just as it's impossible for an academia scholar to have 20 years of knowledge at the beginning of their studies, a modern author cannot hope to write a classic in their own time. In other words, all one can do is simply write what is interesting. Anyway, I'm not the one doing the writing, so I feel a little pressure in that regard.
Yeah, you leave not Cyrene to do the work, Mr. Nine.
In the past, angels often relied on allegory as a means of communication. Why? Well, because as society changes, allegories lose their effectiveness. So, more often than not, the key to interpreting them is lost forever. And I must say, thank goodness for that. Sometimes, the people of the past would obsess over the strangest questions. The kind we couldn't just answer or ignore, but toss a cryptic allegory at them and, well, problem solved. All that is to say, if an angel starts speaking in metaphors and allegories, you might be asking the wrong question. My sculptures are a perfect example of this tactic. The little squirrel is actually a metaphor for humanity.
You know, when you say that, or like the little squirrel being a metaphor for humanity, and the like thing you were saying with Farazan in the quest, with pointing their finger up to the heavens and being all triumphant, Feels interesting. But also, yeah, they're like, I don't know what I don't know what you're saying to me. I'm just gonna say some little riddles and maybe you'll find meaning in them. Which honestly, that's so fair.
Lately, it's been getting harder and harder to get Mr. Nine to listen to me. Ever since regaining her intellect, all she does is argue with me about plot points and writing choices. You're quite knowledgeable. Any interest in becoming my new ghostwriter?
mm, I don't know how I feel about ghostwriting, I'm not gonna lie. Like, sure, I read too much into it, but I don't want to write it.
This isn't just decorative. It's proof that I've been recognized by the heavens once again, but this time as a human. Huh? What does being human mean to me? Oh, well, it's being free and not so free, I suppose. Come to think of it, perhaps my circumstances haven't improved that much.
Nah. Yeah, like if you. Because people consider visions shackles, right? Some of them do. So now that she has one, um, like she feels like she lost her freedom from being human. It's an interesting conundrum, I suppose.
Oh, a story? You really want to hear one? You actually do, don't you? Well, that makes me so happy. Most of the time, when I open with a long, long time ago, it's because I'm explaining some complicated thing or another. But since we're just chatting, Arcadia, Long Gone, Delphi, Patra. There are so many stories I could tell.
Do tell. I'm interested. Mondstadt, Liyue, Inazuma. Is Patra then Sumeru? Maybe. Because it goes in order. Arcadian ruins. Damn you, Kaya, and your grandfather and your sword. I need to know more about Kaya. I know this is about Nicole, but Arcadian ruins. I need to see them.
Do you know why squirrels are a good metaphor for humans? Because both belong to the, Eurocontaglires classification. Sure, let's go with that. Are you familiar with that term? I learned it from Alice.
The what now? Hold on, I'm gonna quickly try and Google this shit. Maybe it's a thing. Maybe she's just making shit up. And since it's Alice, it's very possible. Okay, what's it say? Is a clade and the super order of placental mammals, the living members of which belong to one of the following 5 groups: rodents, lagomorphs, rhesus, primates, and colugos. Interesting. Our shared ancestry with bunnies. And I guess bunnies have something to do with squirrels. Interesting.
Back then, after I sacrificed most of my knowledge, power, and ultimately my voice to maintain a human form, I spent the long, meandering days in listless wandering. Until I met Alice, and she corrupted me.
Corrupted you in what way? And so you did give up most of your knowledge, power, and stuff. I thought she gave up on only her voice just to like maintain her form, but it was much more than that.
In truth, it's not that I'm any smarter than the other angels. I chose to offer up my voice back then because, well, how does that saying go? Fortune favors the bold? The heavens demanded silence and punishment, so I thought a lifetime of voicelessness could be a good bargaining chip. Alice had quite an interesting remark after hearing about it all. She said, "The daughter of the sea offered up her voice to gain legs. The children of the air did the same to gain form, and now the daughter of the heavens sacrificed her voice to become human."
That's interesting, though. That's the Little Mermaid. I don't know about the Children of the Air. And then that's her. The Children of the Air to gain form. Is that what Venti did? Because he was a wind spirit. But no, he sings. So he didn't do that.
Klee is adorable. But Alice is worried I might have a bad influence on her brain development, so she doesn't let me speak in her head. Do you think that makes me seem weird to Klee? Ask her for me next time, will you? And put in a good word.
Oh, what did she say about... What did Klee say about Nicole in the little witch's quest event? I don't remember, but I don't think she thinks anything strange. I think she likes you because you hanged out after that return to the beginning event.
In another converged possibility, Albedo was the primordial human who traveled through worlds, recording and creating all.
Huh?
However, once that journey reached its end, no one would have been able to guarantee whether he would choose destruction or salvation. Luckily, you're the one who embarked on the journey this time. How did the alternate Albedo fare? I can no longer observe that possibility. Besides, copying someone else's answer is of little use. The journey is your own.
Huh? Hold on. Converged possibility. Albedo was the primordial human who traveled through the worlds and recorded and created it all. Is that kind of what was foreshadowed in his story quest? When he was like, make sure to stop me if anything goes wrong. Luckily, you're the one who embarked on the journey this time. Oh, wait, so we are the primordial human. This pretty much confirms that we are the primordial human who travels through the worlds, recording and creating it all. And maybe we've done that across all worlds that we've been to, and in the end we chose destruction. Right? Interesting.
So, if for some strange reason, Mona and Barbie are still refusing to meet face to face, and their only contact is through letters, well, I suppose it's understandable. It wasn't until after Rhindaughter turned 20 that I actually met her in person. Alice said it wasn't convenient for Conrians to come and go, so she brought letters back and forth instead.
Huh? Wait. Huh? It wasn't until after Rhindaughter turned 20 that I actually met her in person. I was under the impression that Rhindaughter was quite old when Conria fell. So does that mean the witches met each other way longer ago? Before Conria went to shit? Does that mean that Reindara was part of the Hexen Circle before she became a sinner. Huh? Now that's a lot more information than I thought I would get. Now this is what I wanted. I don't know. Huh? I don't know how to take this information.
Alice said she sent that little witch hunter on her quest because it makes life more entertaining. She warned me to be careful not to get caught. But this little girl sounds like quite an interesting child. If she actually manages to find me, I think it would be fun to go treasure hunting together.
I think you should. I think she would like you. Like I think she just doesn't like Alice and maybe the rest of the witches by association. But once she knows you, I think she would like you really much, like a lot.
I've been Anya's fan since the beginning. I love all her stories. So, of course, I cannot wait to see how this final, ever-evolving masterpiece of hers is going to unfold. And I will protect it at all costs.
Aww, you.
I'd rather us not meet, actually. It's not that I dislike her, it's more of a complex on my part. Kind of like how a weak student feels running into the top of the class. The older angels love to talk about the exceptional young woman from the neighboring area with ties to the Archangel. Safe to say, Zibai's name came up a lot.
Archangel, you say? Who's that? Now I'm confused. You know, I'll come back to that.
It's such a shame that Yae Publishing House wasn't around during Anya's era of writing. I don't think commercial writing is at odds with Anya's style at all. I'm sure Miss Yae cares about the business side of things, but her personal taste is what drives her success. At the very least, she doesn't confine authors to a box or mass-produce a single trope until something more popular comes along. She focuses on introducing things that are new and fresh.
So that's a good thing? Fish.
I'm the one who deserves her admiration. The book was my idea to begin with. All Mr. Nine did was refine it, polish it, and actually write it all out.
Yeah. So you came up with Flowers of to Princess Fischl, like the core concept, and then Mr. Nine wrote it all.
Making sculptures is my way of keeping records. The written word loses meaning over time. Besides, documents crumble and disintegrate, while paintings return to blank canvases as their pigment fades. Sculptures, at least, have a better chance of standing the test of time. And no, it's not because my handwriting is ugly. I'm too lazy to write things down, or I can't be bothered to practice painting. Just so we're clear.
Oh. But isn't that what Zhongli says? Oops. Isn't what Zhongli says, that even like stone can like not withstand erosion? Like even he will forget. That's why we are asked to being the witness. To take the stories of Teyvat to a different world in case anything were to happen.
The idea of writing a novel came about after reading Anya's work. That's when I first discovered that the metaphors angels love so much could be used to tell stories. I had something to say, along with a wealth of indelible memories to draw upon. So, it felt both like something I was meant to do and a path to self-fulfillment all at once. In the end, though, I was far too lazy to follow through. Lost knowledge can be relearned over time. Lost power can be regained with training. But when certain possibilities run their course or fade away, it is best for them to remain forgotten. After all, what matters most is the stability of the present moment. Letting regret or remorse drive us to resurrect what has been lost could leave us with a future we are unable to control.
Oh, so she did relearn the information. So essentially, she gained her power back and her knowledge. The only thing she can't get back is her voice. And maybe for the best, she doesn't get it back in terms of like control of the future. Because, like, yeah, if she gets her voice back by whatever means, then that's like by whatever means she gets her voice back, it will have an impact on how she is able to guide people, and then her guiding people in more of a direct way is gonna catch the wrath of someone, maybe.
The angels who forsook wisdom in favor of power became corrupted dragons like Ursa, ones without distinct elemental characteristics. Of course, over time, heroes have hunted them to near extinction. What if I had chosen power like those dragons? It's difficult to imagine. I'd like to think my scales would have been a glittering silver, though.
Silver? But you're like so gold coated. But how did the angel to dragon pipeline go? Unless, right, the angels were made by the primordial human, so the heavenly principles. So maybe they just reused dragon matter or like bones or whatever to create them after like getting rid of dragons. And then when the angels had to devolve, essentially, they returned back to like their dragon essence. Maybe that's why, although I feel like that's more of an accessory. The ears, I think that's more of an accessory than. Yes, the angels have heavenly principles origins because they were created by them, but they have. We could use like chemia and stuff, like their chalk is dragon bone to, you know, like they took dragon bones, used their material into creating the angels, and then that was like the more power and like imbued it with wisdom. So when they get rid of the wisdom, they return back to the dragon like a bone. Maybe that's what happened. But very interesting. And also the Ursa is the one that killed Diluc's dad, isn't it? So yikes.
Does that not go without saying?
Huh? I confuse. Also, you didn't speak about Diluc at all. And I think there was a theory, at least at some point, that like Nicole might be like Diluc's mom, which clearly she isn't. But because Diluc had the tea set that we associated with Nicole, so people were like, "Ooh, fancy," but maybe not. Well, obviously not, but she doesn't speak of him. So that's interesting.
At this point, all my closest friends know I'm a chatterbox. So does that mean I don't have to pretend anymore? But what if that gives people headaches, and no one wants to talk to me ever again? Plus, Klee's still not old enough. Guess I need to put on the dignified angel act a little longer.
Yeah, a little longer, but how long? Because I don't know what rate age, like Klee ages at. So like that might be for ages. That might be 100 years from now. She might be able to hear you talk. You know, that feels a little bit much.
I'm not really picky about food, but I love hot peppers, green onions, and garlic. The stronger the flavor, the better. And not necessarily because of the taste itself, though. When you don't have to open your mouth to speak, you don't have to worry about the spice burning your throat. So, when Alice, Barbie, and I had a spicy food eating contest, I won. Even with tears streaming down my face and feeling like my lips were on fire, I won. Sore throat, bad breath. Doesn't mean a thing to me. Of course, I did brush my teeth and wash out my mouth afterwards.
Wow. That's funny though. Like, you don't need to like open your mouth to speak, so it doesn't say anything about you, right?
That's a tough question. As long as the food is made well, I'll pretty much eat anything.
Wow. Well, we'll find out.
This is absolutely delicious. Oh, how sweet. I can certainly tell how much thought you put into it. Oh, what a curious aroma. Oh, do I have to?
So she really didn't like that one. Birthday.
Happy birthday! I hid your birthday gift inside a chest and set up a bunch of puzzles for you to solve. Come on, I'll guide you through it.
I think if you take Nicole outside of Tevat and like a real world and you ask her to pick one job, she's either going like she's gonna be escape room kind of person, and she might become a DM in her free time. Like I feel like that's what she's gonna do. Like she's gonna set up a whole bunch of like escape rooms and just watch you and give you hints and make puzzles.
Just like that, the group was thrown into a panic, staring at Nicole in utter disbelief until a question broke the silence. You knocked Alice out? Why would you do that, Nicole? The very picture of calm. Nicole raised a finger and replied, Alice has exhausted her strength. She'd be nothing but a burden out here on the battlefield. Now, we can take her to rest. But without Alice, how can we possibly hope to be a match for Rhindaughter? The group wondered, dismissing Nicole's suggestion. Seeing their frowns
the fight
of doubt,
they had.
Nicole stepped forward.
That's the fight they had in the live stream with what'd you call him? Like in the mini story that Alice like said during the like code.
Before you stands an angel who has wandered this earth for millennia, she replied. Upon her declaration, the clouds parted, a golden staircase unfolding at her feet. And with a simple step, Nicole began to ascend the stairs of divinity.
Interesting. Well, actually, it's not really that story, but it's kind of that story. So are you saying once you defeat Alice, you're going to get your divinity back? Like, are you gonna become a full angel again? Maybe. Friendship 6. And Friendship 6, which I don't have. But that was really good. That was really good. Very interesting stuff. Well, thank you, Nicole. Now we know a lot more about you and some interesting tidbits. Let me know your thoughts and what you thought of the Nicole questline and all her stuff. We'll read her like character lore at some point. But for now, thanks for watching. Bye bye.